It is the Saturday before midterms week, and the week after midterms is spring break. So today I have several assignments due, I have several exams to study for, and I have one big project that I need to start preparing. So I'm going to be taking you with me and let's study together. I have found that setting aside a solid 2 to 3 hours of uninterrupted study time to spread across all my different classes has been working really well to keep me not only caught up, but also ahead. So my goal today is to study and work for 3 hours. Time starts now. My first task really shouldn't take more than 10 minutes or so. I have 4 sheets of practice questions for the 4 chapters that will be on my managerial economics midterm. 2 of these I filled out last night. I'm going to check all my work, recorrect answers if needed, and then set that aside for now. With that done, my next step is going to be turning this rough, sketched together proposal on paper into something professional and more concise on the laptop. So I truthfully expect this to take about 30 minutes or so, and it's due tomorrow, so let's get that done. That ended up taking not nearly as much time as I thought. I'm still only 30 minutes total into my studying for the day, so I have plenty of time left. Now, I did text one of my classmates because I felt that the instructions on how to word our proposal were a little unclear. They were simultaneously direct, but also at the same time split into so many parts. The actual word count total kind of got lost in there on what my professor wants. So we will see what my classmate says. For now, I am going to work on some calculus homework. I have an assignment due based off of the chain rule with derivatives, so I'm going to see if I can knock that out because I have a calculus exam next Friday. Now for the moment of truth. Yay! All right. I did it. Brief check-in. I have 2 math problems left. I'm officially at the 1 hour mark for my 3 hours. I'm going to finish these problems and then take a little break from studying because I have other things to do that aren't studying. But I will be back and we will continue with probably an hour straight of managerial economics because that is the first midterm that I have of the week. It is now about 3:30. I have done about 30-ish more minutes of studying, so I'm at pretty much exactly an hour and 30 minutes left as my minimum goal for the day. Out of that time, I want to really focus on managerial economics. Like I said, I have a midterm for that. It's actually on Monday at 6 p.m. It is now 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, so about 48 hours until then, and we can do this. We can do this and go into the exam confidently. Out of the 4 chapters that are going to be on the exam, I would say chapters 2 and 4, obviously I'll study for them a bit more, but I'm pretty confident on those. I'm not too worried, particularly chapter 4. Chapters 1 and 3, those are the ones I feel like I need to practice a little more because they're both very formula heavy, and while, you're introduced to a formula, pretty straightforward, just plug the numbers in. When you have like 10 to 20 formulas, it gets a little discombobulated. So chapter 1 it's really just intro stuff, so that shouldn't be too bad. It's just do some practice problems and we'll be on our merry way. Chapter 3, again, very formula heavy. It's on demand elasticity, which is really, I feel pressure to do really well on this part because I am doing an additional project with this professor based upon most of chapter 3. So I feel like I need to be really fully down on it. So I'm doing additional studying on that. Also, you have own price elasticity, cross price elasticity, just your general demand elasticity. It's a lot of the same words, but slightly different. And then depending on one thing, you have changing Q on top, but then sometimes if you're doing linear, you have changing Q on the bottom. It's a little confusing. So the next hour is going to be dedicated to that. Although, pause, I might be interrupted because my mom said she's gonna let the baby bunny play. So if you want to meet the baby bunny when she calls me down, forget school, I'm gonna go play with the bunny. But I promise, we'll be getting this done. One of these days, I might be able to make an infinity symbol that doesn't look completely crushed, but today is not the day. On the bright side, the flashcards I wanted to make for chapter 3 are finished, and I am going to move on to attempting to finish filling out the rest of this practice sheet. Out of 19 problems, I only got a small handful wrong, and even out of those ones that I got wrong, there was a lot of them where I was like, oh, I missed something kind of obvious. So I corrected myself and I put diagrams where needed, and I now feel pretty confident on chapter 3. So I have 1 hour of studying left, 30 minutes of managerial economics. The rest of that time, that 30-minute frame, is being dedicated to chapter 1. I officially completed my minimum amount of studying for managerial economics. Now, I actually do think I'm going to end up studying more tonight. I have time. I feel like I need to do it a little more, but that will be outside of the 30 minutes I have left. However, I am taking a break because I feel like we need to reward ourselves, and I promise you, you can meet the bun. So let's go meet the bun. We have successfully acquired the bun. This is Herman. Say hi to everybody. This is actually my mom's baby Holland lap, but I take full advantage of him being easily accessible downstairs. What are you doing? You look good in the sunlight. Look at your little brown eye. How pretty, how handsome. He's just sitting frozen. But this is Herman. That was me submitting my proposal. With that done, I can begin working on the actual project, which is due next Sunday, and also just continue studying for other subjects. There is nothing physically due this weekend besides the proposal. Now, here's the thing on the proposal. I have submitted over a dozen assignments in this class. Started early January. March is tomorrow. My professor has graded 1 assignment. Everything else is outstanding. I do not expect to get any feedback on my proposal. So I'm going to assume it's perfect and just start working on the actual project that is due in a week. So hopefully that all works out. I still have some study time left, so I'm probably going to just kind of bounce between a couple different classes, brush up on anything minor I need to do so that I can focus on primarily studying the rest of the night if I choose to, and tomorrow for sure. And with these 2 index cards full of derivatives and inverse derivatives and trigonometric functions I need to have fully memorized by Friday, I am officially done with my 3 hours of studying this Saturday. Like I said, I do actually plan to study a little more later, but I think it's time for me to log off. I want to thank you for watching this video. If there's anything I talked about that you found interesting or you find you are struggling with and you would like to hear more about, maybe the elasticities of demand with economics, maybe those really wordy inverse trigonometric function derivatives, anything like that, let me know, and maybe I'll be able to put that together for my video next Monday. For now, good luck with your studies, and if you are going into midterms week like me, double good luck. Have a good day.